You're right. It's just we've got different perspectives.
Exactly.
And then I've just had a chance to move and see things from different angles. Let's go ahead and, I mean, what's different from what you're saying about an evil overarching force behind it all with what Christians are saying? Really, again, it's all perspective. Let's go ahead and go back to the full transmission.
It's over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich.
Final segment with David Icke. Only have time to take a few final calls with him because I have some special information I'm going to be covering.
Everybody knows.
Let's go ahead and jam in. Who is up next here, John? I got confused with the calls. Mark in PA? Oh, John in Canada. John in Canada, you're on the air with David Icke.
How's it going there, Alex?
Good, sir.
Awesome. I just want to thank you guys very much for giving us like an alternate source of international news right now, and enjoy your show greatly. Alex, did you know that this last Christmas here in Canada was the first white one that we've had across the country since like 1974?
Yes, global cooling is happening because the sun has the first time in 300 years of recording it, no sunspots, which are the huge flares. And so the Earth is rapidly cooling.
This is another area, Alex and John, where Obama comes into play. It's another one of his solutions in the agenda behind him. You people will have noticed that his, if you like, environmental, energy, science advisor network of people are all, if you like, worshippers of Al Gore's version of global warming. And you're going to see Barack Obama pushing forward policies, ludicrous policies, to deal with a problem that's not actually caused by what they claim it is.
Yeah, and well, we just missed the big carbon tax thing here with the last election. It was one of the main platforms for the Liberal Party. And I've talked to some people about the Liberal Party and how they're involved with, it's not just the Liberal Party now either, it's also the Conservatives who are involved with the Power Corporation of Canada, who in turn is also linked with the genocide in Sudan. And every prime minister we've had in Canada almost since Trudeau, including Trudeau, has all been like on the board of directors for the Power Corporation of Canada. And Paul Volcker actually was on the International Advisory Committee as well. And you tell people this and they go, oh, that's just business. It's got nothing to do with politics or running the country.
David, comments?
Business in terms of the Illuminati is control. I mean, that's what business is for. They're just arms of control. This is why when I hear people of the left dismissing the global conspiracy and saying globalization is just greedy corporations, it's not greedy corporations. Corporations are a vehicle for this network to impose globalization and centralized control on the planet. They're not the origin of it. They're the vehicle for it.
And the elites admit they're setting up a world dictatorship. That's what's elites have always tried to get total domination, and to deny that is to deny history. Thank you so much, John. Quickly, Mark in Pennsylvania, you're on the air with David Icke, the one, the only.
Hello, this is Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hello. I want to thank both of you for opening my perceptions as well as many others around the planet to the truth of what is really happening. And one thing that I'm pretty much a non-traditionalist, a non-conformist, but there's many out there who aren't, and they're busy doing what they're doing, and they're following what they believe in they want to believe in the good of government, they want to believe in the good in their community, and all of this. But the reality is these things are happening, and they're not even aware of it. Well, when I start to share these things, as well as others, I'm sure I'm not alone. When you share these ideas, these perceptions with people, at first they look at you like, oh, that can't be, and then they look at you, then they're in shock, and then they're like the deer in the headlights. So what comes up to me, and I appreciate very much that you guys are opening our perceptions to these things that are happening and continuing to investigate and research and find out what they're continuing to do. But here's the thing. When it comes down to it, people are in shock at first, and then they don't know what to do. So, and I've watched your show or listened to your show, Alex, many, many times, and I've read your materials, Mr. Icke, and the thing about it is when you boil it all down, people don't know what to do, like taking simple steps of what to do to respond.
All right, I hear you. We have to end this here in just a moment. I'm going to let you go, and I'm sorry, no more time to go to Tim, Rob, and many others that are holding. And I want David to be able to close out in the last minute here. Last time we had David on, the time before that, he went through, just say no to national ID cards. Say no to giving up your personal information. Start growing a garden. Start talking to your neighbors about the elite. The awakening is the solution, overturning the false paradigm, expanding the horizon. David?
Yeah, once you break out of mind, the program, and into consciousness, then you instinctively know what your contribution is, and you go for it, because when you become conscious, you let go of one of the great expressions of the mind construct, which is fear. But also, you know, this relatively tiny network that's manipulating the lives of billions can only do it with the help and support and subservience of the billions. They can't do it otherwise. And if we stop cooperating en masse in all these areas that Alex just listed and many others, then the system cannot work. It can't. They can't impose their will on billions of people unless the billions accept it.
What would happen if everybody wrote Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or DavidIcke.com on all the paper money? That's already waking up. A lot of people coming to the site are because of people doing that. What would happen if people made copies of my films or, you know, handed out David Icke documentaries? What would well, what is happening? We're seeing we're having an effect. We've just got to push that much harder. David, when's a good time? Because I forgot that I invited you to town. You'd agreed when we were on a month ago. When's a good time to call and talk to you and try to look at some calendars and figure out when it's good, say 4 or 5 months in the future, to get you to Austin, Texas?
Okay, well, tomorrow's fine, or Monday's fine.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow because I'm going to be out of town a little bit next week. Jason Burns is going to be sitting in for a few days. But I will call you, in the evening?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, David, we really appreciate your time. DavidIcke.com. Folks, check it out there. Great materials. And we appreciate everything you're doing, David.
Thanks, Alex. Same to you.
You bet. Take care. Yeah, cheers. There goes David Icke from the United Kingdom joining us for the last hour and 40 minutes. Okay, what is the surprise today? Well, it's not Alex Jones' Tyranny Crusher 1. This was the first time we ever did an eBay item. And the reason we did it is because people are like, well, this megaphone's broken. We've bought a new one. You've had this one for all these years. It's in the movie A Scanner Darkly that they rotoscoped. That's really me and the bullhorn in there. We're going to play a clip of that in a moment. This isn't the surprise. Surprise come up in a minute. Tyranny Crusher 1, you know, should we get it fixed? Like a $125 megaphone, or should we sell it? And obviously, it's a fundraiser. We're not saying the megaphone, just as a megaphone, is worth $3,500. I think is the latest bid on there for it. We opened it up at $1,500. There is Tyranny Crusher 1 on the PrisonPlanet.tv screen. This is, and then I saw disinfo shills on the comments on that article going, how dare you try to make money? Again, when the establishment taxes our money and uses it against us, I'm not supposed to try to fund things, so I have a good mic to get the voice out there well, to give you a good, you know, show of information, to have these guests on, to have a producer to schedule it, it's asinine. And so because the establishment's criticizing me for trying to fund this operation, which is like a pea shooter against their propaganda but having a great effect, you know what? Just because of you establishment, folks, go ahead and send me checks. You want to donate $100, $1,000, $5, whatever. You have my word that 95% of that money that comes in here will be used. The other 5% for me to live and, you know, wear this on TV so it goes across well to folks and all the rest of it. Because it's my whole passion. As if we can't have a political or sociological passion and then fund our operation, or we can't sell our books. But everybody else in the establishment, they can sell their books and get $10 million a year to read off a teleprompter on the nightly news. There's no teleprompter here, ladies and gentlemen. This is my heart and soul and my intellect and my research and the guests we bring you here and all the people we build up. So, you know what? I want to see $50,000 bid for Tyranny Crusher 1. I mean, I know we got some big donors out there. I mean, you know what? Because we're going to use... In fact, I'll use 100% of Tyranny Crusher 1's money. 100% of Tyranny Crusher 1's money because we spent over $100,000 on this little studio. And folks, that's cheap. They're like, well, that's expensive. We have the cheapest switcher they make that's new, 20-something grand, you know, and the cameras and all of it. And we're trying to really develop and expand this. It's having a huge effect now with just this new look that's not even that fancy. Instead of the videos on YouTube, each one every day getting 10,000 views a day, it's like 60, 70, 100,000 views per video. I mean, it's getting crazy. All because of presentation. I'm going to have professional lighting people and folks come in with just a basic 2-camera shoot for a news program separate from this. But I looked at the books, even after the money bomb, and moving into this new office, we don't even have the money for that. So it comes down to that. So all those COINTELPRO that are so angry, or people that are just jealous of the work we're doing, don't understand this is life and death, go in there and let's bid Tyranny Crusher 1 up all the way. Let's get it done, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a fundraiser for free speech and what we're doing here. I mean, let's see how high it'll go. It closes out next Wednesday.